fixing to get on the on-ramp. It's raining, so let's see if I can hold traction. Nope. Pointless. One time I got to test drive a C06, and I was so disappointed that when I was finally getting ready to get in the vehicle, it started drizzling, and I'm surprised they even let me drive it. This was at a dealership. The reason I'm saying that is because it started raining, but I just couldn't experience the performance of the C06. Today the weather ain't looking too good. It's gonna be like this all day, but any day's a good day from driving the Corvette. Got it on weather mode. So this car, I feel really comfortable driving this car. It's got all this sophisticated modes: the weather mode, traction control, stability control, all kinds of stuff like that. So this car is great. And this is not my first Corvette. My first Corvette was a 1993 model. It was green. It had the LT1 engine, a 6-speed manual transmission, and it was actually my very first car that I had. Not many people get a Corvette as their first car, but in my case, it was kind of a lucky thing. I wasn't exactly looking for a Corvette, but it just happened to be around the area. I was mainly just looking for a price range of like $4 to $7 grand. Now this was 10 years ago, so you got to consider inflation. You know, back then that was a little bit more money. But yeah, I used to show up to work in a taxi, or a co-worker would pick me up. That's usually how I went to work, because one of my co-workers lived by my area. So I didn't have a car from my parents. Like a lot of people may get their first car from their parents, or their parents might help them out with some money. That wasn't the case with me. So I kind of had it tough, but it kind of made me appreciate things. Having it like that, I didn't have a handout. So the way it came to be for the Corvette is, I talked to the person, very nice person. He was an old man that was retired, didn't drive the car anymore, and I asked him, I was like, hey, are you willing to take it to where I work, because I just don't have transportation? And he was very nice enough to do that for me. Not many people at all are willing to do something like that. And I worked at an automotive shop, so I had it lifted, and I looked underneath it, drove it and everything. And he was also nice enough to let me go by myself. Again, not many people are willing to just like, hey, here, take my Corvette for a drive. But he's like, he just handed me the keys, and they're like, go take it out for a drive. And I just loved the car. But unfortunately, it needed a good bit of work, especially maintenance. So I couldn't offer him what he was asking. So 2-3 weeks went by. I guess he just decided to just let me have it for what I had offered. And again, I asked him, I was like, so can you take it to me? So he took it to my house, gave him the cash. So very nice person to have worked with me, because I didn't have transportation. So I got the engine running really good, and I just loved that car. Drove it everywhere. And after I sold it several months later, just because I needed, it was more of a financial thing. In a way, I had to downgrade. So I drove that car everywhere. I went from having no car, showing up to work in a taxi, to showing up in a Corvette. And so that was definitely really cool. It made me appreciate all the hard work that it took for me to get that car. And after I sold it, ever since then I always missed it. So I saved up until I was able to get this one when I was 25 years old. So and that's why I'm a Corvette guy. It was that first car that turned me into a Corvette guy. I think once you own a Corvette, if you sell it, you'll always miss it. It's like you make good memories with a Corvette. But yeah, how many of you Corvette owners how many of you had a Corvette as their first car, or even if you're not a Corvette owner, how many of you guys have had a Corvette as their first car? So let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious.